Hey, this is Andrew Brown from Exam Pro, and in this section, we'll be going over storage accounts in Azure. Azure Storage offers several types of storage accounts, each with different features and their own pricing models. These storage account types include Standard General Purpose V1, which is now considered legacy Standard General Purpose V2, Blob Storage, Block Blob Storage, and File Storage. Storage accounts vary with the following features. Supported services. Essentially, this answers the question, what can I put in this storage account? Your options include Blob, File, Queue, Table, Disk, and Data Lake Gen 2. Performance tiers. This focuses on the speed of your read and write operations. Azure offers two tiers, Standard and Premium. Access tiers. How often do I need quick access to files? The tiers are Hot, Cool, Archive. Replication. How many redundant copies should be made and where? Azure provides various replication options including LRS, GRS, RAW-GRS, ZRS, GZRS, RAW-GZRS. Deployment model. Azure has two models, Resource Manager and Classic. The table details different types of Azure storage accounts, their capabilities, performance tiers, access tiers, replication methods, and deployment models. Type. This column describes the different types of storage accounts. General Purpose V2. This is the latest version of Azure Storage Accounts and supports various services like Blob, File, Queue, Table, Disk, and Data Lake Gen 2. General Purpose V1. This is the older version and supports Blob, File, Queue, Table, and Disk. Block Blob Storage. Designed for storing block blobs and append blobs. File Storage. Specifically tailored for Azure File Shares. Blob Storage. Meant for storing block and append blobs. Service. These are the storage services each account type can provide. Performance tiers. Azure offers two performance tiers. Standard, backed by hard disk drives and suitable for general purpose storage. Premium, uses solid state drives and is optimized for high performance and low latency workloads. Access tiers, these define the data access frequency. Hot, for frequently accessed data. Cool, optimized for storing infrequently accessed data for a minimum of 30 days. Archive, for rarely accessed data with a minimum of 180 days storage duration. Replication. Azure provides multiple replication options for ensuring data durability and availability. LRS, locally redundant storage, stores multiple copies of your data in a single data center. GRS, geo-redundant storage, replicates your data to a secondary region. RAW-GRS, read-access geo-redundant storage, offers read-only access to the data in the secondary location, in addition to geo-replication. ZRS, zone-redundant storage, spreads data across multiple availability zones. GZRS, GeoZone Redundant Storage, combines both ZRS and GRS by spreading data across availability zones and replicating to a secondary region. RAW-GZRS, like GZRS but with read access to the secondary region. Deployment models. Resource Manager, this is Azure's modern deployment model. It allows you to group related resources together for easier management. Classic, the older deployment model that existed before the introduction of the Azure Resource Manager. Lastly, let's explore the 5 core services Azure provides in the storage domain. Azure Blob, a massively scalable object store for text and binary data, also includes support for big data analytics through Data Lake Storage Gen 2. Azure Files, managed file shares for cloud or on-premises deployments. Azure Queues, a messaging store for reliable messaging between application components. Azure Tables, a NoSQL store for schema-less storage of structured data. Azure Disks, block-level storage volumes for Azure VMs. So that's an introduction to storage accounts in Azure.